Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday evening to you.
Happy birthday, happy Wednesday.
Hello,
Yeah.
Dr. Prasad. Are you ready to have a
Yes, I'm ready to go.
discussion about gut health, one of the most absolutely important things in our body?
Yes, without that, nothing is good in your brain or heart or any place.
Well, Dr. Prasad, we're going to talk about two of my very favorite products, and we're going to have a very special opportunity for everybody on this call. So it's 6:04, and I like to get started. It's a few minutes after 6. We give everybody a chance to join. And
Yes,
are you
yes,
ready to go?
yes, sir.
Okay, here it is. Um, can you see that, Dr. Prasad?
Yes, I can.
Okay, engaged family, engaged visitors. We welcome all of you. Welcome to our affiliates, welcome to our customers, and welcome to any of you who have decided to join because you want to learn more about your health and how you can enhance your health. Tonight, we're going to talk about gut health, and this is where it all starts. I guess it starts when we put things in our mouth, but the first place they go is in our gut, isn't it, Dr. Prasad?
Yes, when gut is healthy, you're happy and live longer with
Okay.
good quality of life.
Well, unfortunately, Dr. Prasad, there's tens and tens and tens of millions of people who are
Yes,
struggling with their
yes,
digestion. And
yes.
we're going to talk about some of the reasons why our digestive health deteriorates because number one, as we get older, things just start wearing out. Number two, we live in a world where we just don't get the nutrients we need, and we don't get the nutrients in the form that our body wants. There's so much processed food, so much unhealthy food, high in sugars, high in carbohydrates, low in nutrition. Uh, Poor diets certainly contribute to that. And then we have, just unhealthy lifestyles. We all know what that is smoking too much, drinking too much, living in a lot of stress, and numerous other things that are affecting our health. Well, these things affect our digestion also. And so, what are some of the conditions of digestion, and how do you know that you've got a digestive problem? Well, certainly bloating is one. That's something I've struggled with. Gas, constipation, stomach pain, and these are because of compromised digestive enzyme secretions and other reasons that we're going to discuss tonight. So, Dr. Prasad, what's the answer to a lot of these problems that people have with their digestion in their gut?
Well, the first answer is that as you grow older, your capacity, your body capacity to produce digestive enzyme decreases. And if you don't supplement with digestive enzyme, then you have all the problem that David, you mentioned. And so it is very important. And digestion, if you don't have a sufficient amount of digestive enzyme, even if you eat a very good food, you can't absorb nicely. If you take micronutrient, you can't absorb nicely. So it is very important that you supplement, especially after 40 years, when you are growing older. Then you supplement with digestive enzymes so that you can digest everything that you eat.
Dr. Prasad, you said something I think that's very interesting. I know a lot of people who are conscientious about what they eat. Janine is an example. Janine's my sweetheart, and she has struggled with that stomach pain, and she struggled with gas and upset stomach, even though she eats healthy. So what I heard you say is, as we get older, even if we're eating healthy foods and trying to do what we need to for our body, we're going to be struggling with it because of our lack of enzymes in our stomach.
Yes, because the body is not producing enough enzyme to digest all the food that you are taking.
And
And
so
therefore, it is utmost important that
you
we
said that you said that when someone hits 40 years of age, that's when their digestive enzyme production
start
starts to
decreasing. Yes,
be
start
compromised.
decreasing.
Okay, there's another area of gut health that we're going to talk about tonight, Dr. Prasad. Why don't you
Yeah.
talk about that a
See,
little bit?
that's very interesting. That is probiotics. And when we say probiotics, means in your intestine, there are a huge number, trillions, number of bacteria. Some bacteria are very good, some are very bad bacteria. And so what happens as you grow older, and this is as you grow older, then the changes in a bacterial population change. For example, we call intestinal dysbiosis, means number of harmful bacteria increases and number of beneficial bacteria decreases, and we call them intestinal dysbiosis. And I will be using that term quite often. And when that happens, then what happens? The harmful bacteria start producing a lot of toxic chemicals like pro-inflammatory cytokines. It impair the intestinal wall. So any infective agents can enter into your bloodstream and then can go to your brain. So it is very, very dangerous to have a intestinal dysbiosis while you are advancing. And the intestinal dysbiosis contribute during aging, portion initiate and promote aging, as well as all human diseases. Intestinal dysbiosis participate in the initiation and progression of all human diseases, including cancer.
So, Dr. Prasad, that's something that you just expanded my horizons a little bit there. So, like, I know that you've talked about how oxidative stress and free radicals contribute to aging and inflammation. You're also saying intestinal dysbiosis is a core cause of that.
Yeah, no, this is the oxidative stress. There are independent function. These are all independent function. So you can take care of say oxidative stress inflammation by macronutrient. That is not going to affect intestinal dysbiosis until you give a probiotics.
Go ahead, Dr. Prasad.
Until you have a probiotics with prebiotics, you are not going to correct it. Same thing is with the digestive enzyme. Both are independent contributor to aging and age-related diseases. So if you control only one and not the rest of them, then you can't have very good results.
Well, let's talk about the first product that addresses this gut health. And we're going to talk about Digestive Boost. Digestive Boost is a comprehensive digestive enzyme supplement. It's simple, it's effective. I'm going to speak to some of my own personal experiences. It's all natural and it uses enzymes from plants and animals because you need to have some animal produced enzymes to get the benefits that we're looking for. Now, these enzymes in Digestive Boost, it's a unique combination. Nobody else has put a combination like Dr. Prasad has together. And these enzymes help break down all the food groups: proteins, carbs, fats, sugars, dairies across various pH levels, and it promotes overall wellness and healthy aging. So this is one of my personal favorite products. I'll just give a little personal testimonial about it. As I've gotten older, I've just noticed that specifically carbohydrates and glutens, wheats, breads, those things, anytime pastas, anytime I was eating those, I was getting gassy and bloated and having other digestive challenges that are not pleasant. And I just simply thought it was because I was eating gluten. But what I realized after Dr. Prasad educated us was that I didn't have the digestive enzymes I needed to properly digest these foods. And so, and another example is coffee. Most every morning I have a latte. And before I had digestive enzymes, the lattes would just wreak havoc on my stomach. It just didn't like it. With the digestive enzymes, I can do a latte and love it, no problem. I can eat pastas and breads. And so for me, I'm a 2 to 3 digestive enzymes before any major meal of the day. And like you said, Dr. Prasad, it promotes overall happiness and healthiness. And so
Yeah.
Digestive Boost is one of my favorite. We're going to talk now a little bit more about the science behind it. Now, for those of you that are new to the call and not completely familiar with Dr. Prasad, I'm going to take a minute just to help you understand why he's such a special person. You know, track records matter. People, what they've done in their lives matter. Reputations matter. Dr. Prasad is the preeminent expert in the world on human health and micronutrition health. Dr. Prasad, he's 90 years old now, just celebrated his 90th birthday. He's had a long and illustrious career. He was the first radiation biology PhD ever, graduated way back in 1963. He became a full professor at the University of Colorado Medical School, focusing both on teaching and research. In his research, he's published over 32 books, multiple hundreds of papers. We've been saying 250, but he just keeps publishing more and more papers that are peer-reviewed and the foundational science for human health. He's made some significant discoveries like vitamin E succinate crosses the blood-brain barrier. He discovered butyric acid in the colon as an anti-cancer function in the colon. And that's really relevant here because we're going to talk about how the probiotics function with butyric acid in the colon. And I could go on and on and on. I mean, President of the National Society for Cancer Nutrition, the United States military came to him, and that was the foundation of our first product, MicroDaily, that is patent supported and supported by 14 clinical trials and studies. And so I just want everyone to know Dr. Prasad is the Michelangelo. I like to call him the Michelangelo because what he does is art as well as expertise in science. He's also the Leonardo da Vinci and the Einstein of micronutrition. So I just want to make sure everybody has proper perspective. Dr. Prasad, you are not just somebody talking about things. These are things you spent your entire lifetime, well over 60 years studying and gaining in knowledge. Is that a fair representation of you?
That's correct.
Okay, so Michelangelo, micronutrient science, let's get into it. So the Digestive Boost has digestive enzymes that help in the digestion of, I want to remind you, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, lactoses, and these are the areas that our stomach needs help for sure. The Digestive Boost benefits, just to go through them real quick, is it helps you have a complete digestion. It facilitates the digestion at multiple stages of your digestion process for optimal nutrient absorption. It helps support healthy aging because as you eat healthy and digest healthy, you're going to live longer. It's going to enhance your health. It enhances the absorption of nutrients. Contributes to a healthy gut so that your gut is balanced and happy. You're not going to have as many struggles with it. One of the things I've loved as much as anything from any of our products, I've found relief from gas and bloating, indigestion. So I've been able to enjoy my favorite foods without the discomforts of the past. And then energy. You're just, when you eat food and get the nutrients, you're going to have more energy. So these are very significant benefits, and this is a very, very impactful product. So Dr. Prasad, why don't we're going to talk about the different digestive enzymes in Digestive Boost. We've got proteases, which help digest proteins, amylases digest carbohydrates, lipases help us digest fat, and lactases helping digest lactose and dairy. So these are the enzymes that we need in our gut to digest our foods properly. So Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about a little bit more what each of these do, and then we'll get even more specific.
There is another one that among the proteases we have that break down the protein in a smaller, but we have another type of protease called aminopeptidase, and that is very important to break down properly the entire large molecules of protein. And so other proteases doesn't do as good job, but if you have also, in addition to other types of proteases, if you have an aminopeptidase, this is very, very important.
Okay, sorry, Dr. Prasad, I think I stopped. Can you still see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it, proteases. You have only one, general statement is correct. The proteases break down protein in smaller pieces, but I'm saying among proteases, we have also added aminopeptidase in our formulation.
Okay.
And that is very important because that breaks down the protein and at a place where because everybody has site where they can break down the protein. But that site is only aminopeptidase can break it. And so you have proper nutrition or proper breaking of digestion of protein. And
Okay.
not aminopeptidase, you may have some difficulty the complete digestion of protein.
So why don't you talk also about the amylase and the lipase and the lactase?
Yeah, amylase is again different types of amylase as well, and it breaks down carbohydrate and glucose. This is very important. And alpha, they have different types of amylase, but we have alpha amylases, which is very important to break down the more effective, more efficient. And other types is there, but not as effective as alpha amylase. Then we have lipases. There are different types of lipases. This is okay. Lactase break down the lactose, and as you know, many people cannot drink milk or can't have a nice ice cream because they have a lactose intolerance. So we have added the enzyme lactase, which break down lactose, so you don't have to worry about. You can enjoy ice cream or milk product or anything you want.
So, Dr. Prasad, if someone is lactose intolerant, this digestive boost will help them to not have
Yes.
problems with
Yes,
lactose.
100%.
Okay.
And enjoy everything that,
Okay, so let's talk about the proteases and digestive enzymes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The major proteases include pepsin, one type, and then aminopeptidase that I was talking about. Pepsin is secreted by the gastric chief cell of the stomach as an inactive pepsinogen, but parietal cell of the stomach increases its acidity, which then converts pepsinogen to an active. See, the complex procedure to an active pepsin. Aminopeptidases are isolated from bacteria. They're also produced by small intestine and a sinus cell of the pancreas. And so it is important that aminopeptides, I want to emphasize, is extremely important for protein digestion.
Well, and Dr. Prasad, I know when you were looking at a lot of other digestive products, they didn't have the aminopeptidase,
No.
did
They have, for example, many times we have some kind of things which are isolated from the bromelain. And bromelain is also a digestive enzyme, but it interferes with the action, or it aggravates the action of what you call aliquots. And therefore, you have a high risk of getting a bleeding if you take that kind of enzyme as well. So we avoided that.
Well, and so I know these, so this is a lot of science, and what the purpose of us sharing this level of detail with all of you is we want you to know that these were not just like Dr. Prasad going into the kitchen and formulating some. This was Dr. Prasad using the science of how the body works and what it needs, and also focusing on the safety of what you need to help create an effective product.
Safety is always my concern.
So, Dr. Prasad, let's talk some more about the amylases.
Yeah. See that there are three types of amylase: alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha amylase is the major form of amylase produced by salivary gland, pancreas, and a small intestine. And alpha amylase breaks down carbohydrate into glucose and maltose. And other one is less effective.
And so this is the one that's helping me with my struggles with gluten and wheat.
Yeah, exactly. Carbohydrate, alpha amylase.
This is one of my favorite. I love alpha amylase. I'm an alpha amylase fan, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, me too.
So let's talk about lipases.
There are three forms of lipase, depending upon from where they are produced: gastric lipase, pancreatic lipase, and lingual lipase secreted by the tongue. Lipase breaks down the fat into glyceride and fatty acids. So
now, I know fatty acids are critical for human life. Is that correct?
Yeah, but then if you don't get destroyed, Yeah, lipolysis breaks down the fat into fatty acid, very, very important. Short chain fatty acid, all kind of fatty acid in your body. And that is absolutely essential for your health.
Okay. And so,
Lactase, is
yeah.
produced from the intestinal wall, breaks down the lactose into galactose and glucose. Our digestive enzyme daily does not have a bromelain, like I was mentioning, a form of proteases, which digest enzyme, because they may increase the risk of bleeding in individuals who are on blood thinner, like Eliquis.
Well, so Dr. Prasad, I want to just emphasize how you formulate your products. Your number one concern is always safety, and so one of the beautiful things about our products is they're safe. In fact,
Yeah,
Dr. Prasad, you went through 9 months with the U.S. military just validating the safety of
that's
all of
right.
the
Yeah.
ingredients in our Micro Daily. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you've been through the ringer in every way on safety, but this is a classic example of when we looked at the other digestive products on the market, most all of them had bromelain.
Yes.
And Dr. Prasad's like, I'm not going to have it, even though it's safe for the majority, there's a few that are going to have problems with this product,
Yeah.
with this bromelain. And so Dr. Prasad identified a safe form of protease that does not have the same risk as bromelain. And I just want to commend you, Dr. Prasad, on not only formulating products that work, but products that are safe for people to take. And this is a classic example of that.
Yes. Yes.
So the production of digestive enzymes decreases with age. So Dr. Prasad, we've talked about how secretion of digestive enzymes reduces with age. And this reduced secretion of digestive enzymes, it interferes with the digestion of all of the food types, proteins,
Right.
carbohydrates, fats. And when we have a problem with constipation or digestion, we're going to have constipation, we're going to have bloating.
Yes.
We're going to have the accumulation of toxic chemicals formed during the digestive process. So talk us a little bit about when we have poor digestion, what these toxins in our body are going to do.
If the foods are not being digested, they are not will be eliminated properly at a regular interval. And therefore, what happens that if you eat any food, whether vegetarian, less, meat eater, more, they form during digestion. This is natural process. During digestion, you form a lot of chemicals, which are mutagens. Mutagens means they alter DNA, are also cancer-causing agent. For example, we all love the bacon sausage in the morning for breakfast. I like bacon.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take bacon, it is very rich in nitrite. Why? Because it is used for preservative. But if you don't add nitrite, then you might die of infection if you take a bacon or sausage. So it is absolutely essential. But what happens then? That if it goes to the stomach, where there is already a form of compound called amine, and they combine together and form nitrosamine, which is the most powerful cancer-causing agent in human. So if you don't remove it, they will be forming there, and they will be absorbed and can cause all kind of problem. But it is very easy to prevent it. If you take 3 capsules of micronutrient before going for breakfast, and you know you are going to have a bacon and sausage, I will make sure that I take it. And then, in the presence of antioxidant, that combination does not occur. And this was demonstrated in a research done in Canada very clearly that if you take antioxidant, it prevents the formation of a mutagen as well as carcinogen like nitrosamine. And so this is very, very important to have if you are going to have that kind of preparation, you should have anyway, but I mean, especially if you are going to have that one, or if you forgot it, for example, then you take 1 glass of orange juice. These are easy to improve your health, to improve your gut health, so that you don't form any toxic chemicals.
You know, it's interesting, Dr. Prasad. We live in a world where our bodies are under constant attack from
Yeah,
viruses, from
yeah.
foods, from toxins, from the
And from
environment.
natural, I mean, a natural process of digestion. And if you eat a bad food, you will form more. If you are vegetarian, you form less, but still you will do it. So no matter how much you do it, you will do it. So the best thing is to prevent it. Then you don't worry about it.
Well, what I'm amazed with is that you know, God or nature, how whatever your faith and belief is, but we've been created with an ability to deal with the attacks on our body.
Yeah,
One of the challenges in the world we live in today, though, because we've become so processed in everything we do,
exactly, exactly.
we're just not getting the help we need from our foods, and really
No,
we are what we eat. So I love what you just said, and that is we can enjoy bacon, even though there can be some negative long-term side effects from it, but we can offset those by taking
yes,
micronutrients, and we can taking our digestive enzymes, and we will talk about
yeah,
probiotics. So really, and we talk about the basics of good health: digestive enzymes, probiotic, and micronutrients. So we're going to continue the discussion here and move on to the probiotic. We like to say better together, meaning that
yeah, that's correct.
the probiotic is foundational and the digestive boost is supportive. Is that fair to say? Meaning that,
Exactly,
Dr.
exactly.
Prasad, if you're going to choose one thing for gut health, you're choosing the probiotic. Is that right?
If you only think, but then I would say number one would be if you are younger, then yes, probiotics. If you are older, both are equally important.
Okay. Because you're going to have a healthy gut, but without the enzymes, your gut can't
Your
do the
gut
work.
is not going to digest it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about better together. Once again, we want to talk about enhancing our gut health, improving our nutrient absorption, reducing bloating and discomfort,
Yes.
supporting our immune system. And I
Yes.
will say this, the probiotic gave my sweetheart Janine, who suffered from a tummy ache most every day. It's given her a relief from 90+% of her tummy aches.
Hmm.
It's
That's
been
great.
miraculous. And so this probiotic is something that has had a direct impact in my family. And this is a product that we literally cannot go without these two products. So we're going to talk about the probiotic and we call it Probiotic Daily because it's a daily product. It has two distinct strains of probiotics that are resistant to the harsh conditions of the stomach. Now, Dr. Sad, I want to set the table here a little bit.
Hmm.
There's lots of products out there that are probiotics with lots of probiotics. But as you researched and looked, you discovered that the vast majority of probiotics lack probiotics that can survive the harsh conditions of the stomach with the acid and the heat in the stomach. And therefore, they don't even survive because where the probiotics need to get to is into the lower intestine. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so,
Not
Dr.
only, not
Prasad,
only,
go
not
ahead.
only in the stomach, but you have also, if you, as soon as they enter in whatever is left from the stomach, they enter the stomach, they have a bile acid that destroys further. So by the time you were saying like lower colon, there are very few left to be beneficial effect.
But you've identified two distinct strains that are resistant to that. We're going to talk about those. The unhealthy gut symptoms, if you've got probiotic deficiency, you're going to have irritable bowel syndrome, excessive gas, intestinal cramping, diarrhea, malnutrition, um, poor immune system function, and poor brain and organ health function.
That's
So, I mean,
correct.
we're talking significant health functions directly correlated to your stomach and probiotics. So really, this is just a little bit of interest. What are probiotics? The word probiotic comes from Greek. It means for life.
Yeah.
So these probiotics are promoters for our life.
Yes.
Probiotics are primarily, well, they're basically useful bacteria. They're
Yes.
found in the intestine and they are foundational. It's interesting. There's a synergy, a harmony between us and these living organisms that are in our bodies. Now, how do probiotics work? Probiotics ferment prebiotics to produce butyric acid. And I want people to understand this real clearly. Any probiotic formulation without prebiotics is ineffective. Is that correct, Dr.
That's
Prasad?
correct. Because without fermentation, you can't produce butyric acid, you can't produce the rest of the thing that you are going to say.
So you were a discoverer of some pretty amazing benefits of butyric acid. Why don't you help us understand the dynamic of what a probiotic does with a prebiotic, which is prebiotics are like fiber and things like that. What does a probiotic do when it's fermenting those prebiotics?
Prebiotics is nothing but soluble and insoluble fiber,
Okay.
which is a kind of a food for probiotics because they have to ferment it. And they produce a lot of beneficial effects. One of them, that butyric acid, which I discovered, is a very powerful antioxidant, but also it has very important function in release of the GLP-1. So it has multiple function. It is very important for your brain, for every place else. It is very important. But I discovered as an anti-cancer agent, and I wrote a review. It also produces during fermentation, vitamin K or B vitamin. As you know, they are very essential for your health. Prevents
Dr. Prasad, I want to jump in on this one. I've had a lot of people ask why you don't include vitamin K in your Micro Daily and other products. One of the reasons is because by taking the probiotic, you're already producing vitamin K. Is that correct?
Exactly. There is no need for vitamin K, and excess vitamin K could be toxic too.
Well, can't vitamin K lead to excess bleeding or thinning of the blood?
Yeah, vitamin K, it is essential, but if you put excess amount, it is harmful.
So once again, I want to emphasize for people who are here, we are learning from the Michelangelo of the human body and the understanding of the human body. So many other companies include vitamin K in their products, and they like to talk about how they have all of the letters of the alphabet covered, right? That's not the right way to formulate a product. And also the once a day concept is not the way to formulate a product.
Right.
Products need to be formulated the way the body functions and utilizes them. And this is another example with vitamin K. It can be harmful to take too much, so Dr. Prasad's not for it. And our bodies are producing it naturally, especially when we're on probiotics, so it's unnecessary. Dr. Prasad, I think that's just a part of your genius of knowing what to put in and what not to put into your supplements.
Exactly.
Why don't you continue and talk about how a probiotic can prevent the attachment of harmful bacteria to the gut?
Yeah, also that is so important because it also makes the intestinal wall very strong so that no harmful bacteria can get into your bloodstream. And so that's very important, strengthening the wall of the intestinal. And so next one is it also improves the cell lining of the gut. That's what I'm saying, the wall of the intestine. Essential for absorption. And so if they're healthy, they can absorb much better. And probiotics make them healthy. It also strengthens the immune system. That's amazing. The probiotics also is very, very important for immune function and breaks down indigestible fiber in the gut because of fermentation. So this is very important. It is very interesting to note historically that 2,500 years ago, father of medicine make a statement in quote, all human diseases begins in the gut. Now, all medical students take an oath of Hippocrates oath, but doctor asks you when you go for treatment, how is your gut?
Interesting. Interesting.
Father of the medicine.
Dr. Prasad, think about how many of them are prescribing things that destroy the probiotics in your gut, like antibiotics. I mean,
yes, yeah.
I know that a lot of doctors are just very easy to promote antibiotics. So if you've been taking
any medication you give, like cancer radiation, chemotherapy, they have not only they further aggravated the intestinal dysbiosis, and that happens that interfere with their effectiveness, they increase their toxicity. So it is so important to maintain a very good shape of your health. And one and only way you can do it, digestive enzyme plus probiotics and prebiotics.
So here we talked about why the prebiotics matter. Prebiotics are fibers and carbohydrates. They provide food to the good bacteria, your probiotics.
Yes.
They protect the good bacteria by providing a hospitable environment for the growth of new good bacteria.
Yes.
Then makes the environment not hospitable to the bad bacteria. So
Right.
it's like having a garden where your garden is able to stop the growth of weeds because it's so healthy.
Yeah.
And then prebiotics are fermented to the small fatty acids, which are critical for your health, such as butyric acid. Anything else you'd like to add to that, Dr. Prasad?
No, I think one uniqueness thing is that we have in our things, because our probiotics have a two strain of bacteria. One is derived from bacteria, one is from yeast. They are very acid resistance as well as heat resistance. So during processes, sometimes if you have just the beneficial bacteria, which is a lactobacillus and bifido, which are the main thing that people use in their preparation. But in our product, we have added those strain which has a good bacteria, but they are very sensitive to acid and heat. So we needed, so that they remain stable while you are going through your gut, is our stomach and intestine. One is this Saccharomyces boulardii, which is derived from the yeast. Yeast is also present in your gut, and another is Bacillus coagulant. And Bacillus coagulant is acid resistance and heat resistance. Saccharomyces boulardii is a heat resistant and acid resistant. And among them, Bacillus coagulant has been approved by the FDA to be given in children infant formula. Because as you know, infant gut is very sterile, and there is a hazard that harmful bacteria can form a colony there. To prevent that, FDA allowed to add in the milk this Bacillus coagulant.
Well, Dr. Prasad, also want people to know that this probiotic is so unique that it is currently patent pending. So we filed a patent on
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
and it's on its way to becoming protected by a patent. So I just want to once again congratulate you for just the amazing knowledge you bring to bear in formulating the products that we have to work, not just to sell. Now, probiotics are really important on micronutrients. Now, micronutrients is the foundation of Engage. We consider ourselves to be
Right.
the world's foremost micronutrient company because we have Dr. Prasad. And micronutrients are a critical element in your health. All of us are micronutrient deficient. We live in an environment where we simply don't get the nutrition our body needs. And so at the cellular level, we're struggling with free radicals, which are creating oxidative stress,
Yeah.
stimulating inflammation.
Yeah.
And so one of the important things about this probiotic is it enhances the effectiveness of all of our other products.
Exactly.
Specifically Micro Daily. So
Yeah.
a healthy gut environment is critical for digestion absorption. Micronutrients are more readily available to nourish our body and enhance our health when our gut is healthy.
Yeah.
Micronutrients in the gut reduce the production of toxic chemicals during digestion.
Yes.
Then it helps to facilitate these toxins passing through our gut and being excreted from our body. Dr. Prasad, I know, synergy is an important thing in your research, and that you're one of the foremost proponents of it's not any single thing that's the magic bullet. It's the combination of things working in a very complex environment, which is our body. Is there anything else you'd like to add about micronutrients and probiotics?
No, I think this is because they are very complement to each other, and you will see that during aging, if you follow these principles, and some other time we will also say there are some other one independently. They're also equally important, but right now, probiotics and prebiotics and digestive enzyme are extremely important, absolutely essential for your optimal health while you are aging, and also reduce the risk of chronic diseases like Alzheimer, Parkinson's disease, and so on.
Well, I want to remind people a little bit about what's killing the good bacteria in our gut and causing us to be unhealthy. Number one is high acidity in our stomachs,
Yeah,
intestinal inflammatory diseases such as
yeah,
irritable bowel syndrome,
yeah.
irritable bowel syndrome, and Crohn's disease. We talked a little bit earlier about antibiotics. They're designed to kill the bacteria in the gut, and they kill both good and bad bacteria.
Yeah,
High fat, high sugar. High sugar is really toxic or a negative effect on these probiotics, isn't it, Doctor?
yes,
And then low fiber diets. That's why we're told to have a high fiber diet, because probiotics need fiber. And that's why we've included fiber in the prebiotics with it to make sure that the probiotic's getting what it needs. So low fiber diets, which most people have a low fiber diet, does not facilitate a healthy gut.
right.
So let's talk about the gut and the mind. You know, the gut-brain axis is a bidirectional communication channel between the gut and the brain. The vagus nerve provides an important connection between the gut and the brain. Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about how the vagus nerve regulates our autonomic responses, including mood, digestion, immune responses, psychiatric disorders? It's interesting to me that the gut brain are so tied together.
Yes, because when gut is unhealthy, the brain signals it, then the brain does not perform as well. And brain, if the gut is healthy, brain is promoting through the vagus nerve system all the neurotransmitters that are needed for different organs. And so, if, for example, a psychiatric disorder, vagus nerve is the one who, suppose you get absorbed medication, but it is the vagus nerve who sends a signal that, yeah, we are coming and you will have some relief. So vagus nerve is very important because that is the only nerve which connects the brain through gut. Not only gut, but vagus nerve is all over the place, is in your body. And that is one of the carrier of brain function as well as whatever the brain is produces and whatever the gut is produces, they send also the back to brain.
So the health of our gut directly
Health of our
affects the
mind, yeah,
vagus nerve, and
yeah,
that is involved in 60 to 90% of the neurotransmitting going on in our mental health.
that's right, that's right, that's right.
It's crazy to think about. And it, you know, how do you say Hippocratic?
Hippocrates. I don't know.
Hippocrates, he knew it 100 years ago.
2,500 years ago, yeah.
Now, also, you know, these signals include being full and hunger, Dr. Prasad, and we want to talk, I'm going to talk about GLP right now. We just launched this GLP Boost, which is cutting edge science, and it's science that's been led by the pharmaceutical studies around GLP semaglutides and what they're doing with our bodies and the GLP receptors. Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about how this GLP, which has been, by the way, we just had a testimonial, we've had a couple testimonial calls. This GLP is radically impacting people, their appetites, their weight, their sleep, their energy. And so GLP is a hormone, Dr. Prasad, that it's produced by the gut, right?
Yes.
And it has significant receptors located in the gut and throughout the body, correct?
Yeah, this is also in the brain, it is also in the gut, every place. But intestine has the most.
And you talked about how the vagus nerve function is also affected by GLP.
GLP-1, yes. It is affected, and at least I read in the literature that, for example, Ozempic and semaglutide, they, in some cases, not 100% cases, they damage vagus nerve, and that is responsible for delaying the emptying of the gut. In many cases, is a common complaint that they induce delay in emptying of the gut. And that has serious consequences because if you have delayed the emptying of the digestive material, it has a lot of toxic chemical already formed and they will be absorbed. They have serious consequences. But our formulation thus far has not affected vagus nerve. It, as a matter of fact, stimulates vagus nerve, so it can take the message of GLP-1 all over the place.
So Dr. Prasad, based on this science, you are basically, what you've said is the enhancing people's goal for healthy weight loss,
Yes,
combining probiotic with GLP-1 boost, it can be very effective.
right, correct.
In fact, I think I heard you say that it's becoming even more important as you continue to get additional research, and more research is coming out about like this vagus nerve function,
Yes, exactly.
GLP receptors, and how much GLP is produced by the gut. Here's one thing, so tell me if I'm right on my perspective on this, and that is the gut, our intestines are stimulating the production of, or are producing the GLP-1 hormone, correct?
Right.
And so you're providing the body and GLP-1 boost a natural ingredients to facilitate your gut to create more GLP-1. Is that right?
Correct.
And by creating more GLP-1, that's where you start getting all of these benefits of GLP.
Yes.
And they're natural benefits. They're not drug-induced benefits like the semaglutides that are simply mimicking GLP.
Yeah. And I want to mention that again, that I'm preparing a publication for this one, that history of GLP boost that we have, and how, I have sent a questionnaire to our people and collect some data, one-page data about all the issues that we discuss. And they can be published very nicely, and that will give a wide audience exposure to wide one. There you can name the product because you are talking about a particular product.
Well, Dr. Prasad, we have well over 1,000. In fact, we have over 1,300 people on the product now.
I need only a few hundred people, really.
Well, we're going to invite every one of them after 90 days on the product to share their experiences and answer your survey.
Yeah, so I prepared a questionnaire, myself and Che had prepared a questionnaire and sent to Jeff and all the...
Robin, you and Robin will facilitate that. So Robin will work with you to make sure everybody gets that. But we're really excited.
I will send a copy to Robin too.
Yeah, we're really excited for the study and what we've got coming. So this is going to be
it is so important. This is the one which will distinguish why Ozempic and other one are getting toxicity. Do you know Ozempic and semaglutide are same, except the solvent is different. Mounjaro and tirzepatide which produces GLP-1 and GIP-2, both are same, except the solvent is different for injection purpose. So they have different name, but some of them are the exactly same product.
But Dr. Prasad, that's why we consider you to, I mean, you create things that are safe and effective. And this is one, it's just a home run. Thank you so much. So I just want to remind everybody what makes Dr. Prasad's approach special. We call it CQF. It's based on the right combination. So Dr. Prasad has put together the right enzymes and probiotics that assist in the digestion of all of our food groups in the right quantity. So the right blend of the enzymes and probiotics to enhance digestion in the right form that our body needs for optimal digestion. So we call this CQF. All of Dr. Prasad's products have this certification on them, and all of the products have his name on them. So any of you who are taking any products that you don't know who formulated it, at Engage, you know exactly who formulated all of the products, and he only puts his name on the products that meet his quality and his formulation standards. So at Engage, you can rest assured you're getting the best of the best. Now, whoops. I hit two buttons a little too fast, but I just want to remind everybody that the Core 4, Micro Daily, Probiotic, Collagen Daily, Omega Daily, these are the core products Dr. Prasad recommends. So if anyone's saying what Core 4 products I should take, those would be the ones. And then for me, I've added the Digestive Boost, and over 40, highly recommend you add the Digestive Boost so you're getting complete and healthy digestion of your food. Now, Dr. Prasad, I gave people a little glimpse, but I don't know that they saw what we had. We're about to do something we've never done before.
Okay.
We have never included a Boost product with one of the core 4 products on a promotion.
Wow. Okay.
So what we're going to do is anyone that we're going to do a promotion, buy 2, get 1 probiotic daily free. So buy 2 digestive boosts and you
Oh,
get a free probiotic daily. What do you think about that?
wow. That's good.
That's a $40 savings.
Wow.
So the digestive boost, it's I think it's $78 for the 2 of them, and you're going to get a $40 savings.
Mm.
This is a one-time. We've never done this before. We're going to run the promotion from today, right now. It's live
Mhm.
right now, all the way through Monday at 6 p.m. So
Okay.
this is a special promotion because as I've been listening to you talk about how important probiotic daily is with GLP, as I've been listening to you talk about how as we get older, we need these digestive enzymes. We want to
Yeah.
make our products as affordable as possible. And this is a chance for people to save some serious money. What do you think, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, I think that's a great offer. That's great.
Now, I also want to remind everyone, anyone who is not on a subscription, if you sign up for a subscription, we're going to give you free product. And here's how we do it. We give you a rebate and we give it to you in reward points. So for instance, if you signed up on a subscription today, you're going to get a 5% rebate on your subscription, your first subscription order. You're going to get 5% on your second month and 5% on your third month. In your fourth month, we're going to give you 100%. So after 90 days of subscribing for the product, we're going to give you your fourth month where you get a full subscription in reward points. And you can, we just credit those to your accounts. It's going to be equal to your subscription in the previous month. So whatever your lowest subscription number is, we're going to give you 100% reward points on that. In addition, you're going to get another 10% of loyalty reward points on that fourth order. And then for the next 9 months, you get 10% back. And any of you who've been a subscriber for a year or more, you're going to get 15% every month. So I just want everybody to know we have a special loyalty incentive. Now we're running this program through June 30th. So a couple more months it's available. We highly suggest anyone that goes on subscription because you're going to subscribe and save. In addition, just want to remind you, when you do subscribe, we give you a 25% discount upfront on everything. In addition, by having a subscription, and this is Dr. Prasad considers this to be the basic bundle, meaning the minimum of what you should do for optimal health, which would be our Micro Daily EMF or our Micro Daily Green Bottle with Probiotic Daily. And if you're on a basic bundle, you can add any other Boost products. And on the first one you add, you get a $10 discount. On the second one you add, you get a 15. And on the third one you add, you get a 20. And so we are really, once again, providing you opportunities to buy more and save. Follow us on social media and for updates. We share personal stories, we share science, we share a lot of information on social media to help enhance your understanding of the product and also to feel a part of the Engage family and community. Engage, we really do have a foundation of community, of people who care and who are motivated because we simply want you to experience the best health and goodness in your life possible. And the foundation for a good life is good health. So I want to thank you all for joining tonight.